Good morning. It is the day of the cream fast where I'm going to be just having, should be around 12 to, we'll say up to 14 to 16, if I'm starving or something, cream fast for the day. I don't actually feel all that hungry already this morning. I had my creatine and water. I'm also allowed to have green tea. This is just like another reset for me. I really like to remind myself that low volume and it is sometimes perfectly enough nutrition for me. A good example of that actually was yesterday. I left the house after a fantastic jog where I jogged almost 5 times as far as I thought I could because I had another just, mental break day where I just decided to jog through any kind of other thing making me stop other than needing to stop. And I swear I went about 4 times as far. It was fantastic yesterday. But anyway, I was so in a rush after that I forgot breakfast. So I wasn't really heading by any kind of really healthy food that I really wanted to eat. So I just went into a grocery store. I got a Nellie's bar. It was like this salted caramel chocolate coated nougat kind of bar. And then I got some these like 3-pack of donuts. They were called they were called drum rolls, and I got the double chocolate kind. So those were at Safeway, and I ate the little Nellie's bar. Well, I didn't really check the calorie count on the back because I'm trying to kind of be like, if it's got enough protein in it, if I'm going to be burning energy, let it have some sugar. I like sugar in my diet. So I get through about half of my little Nellie's bar and I realized that thing had 270 calories, and I was like, oh, that's actually a lot of calories considering I have a whole other pack of donuts that have like 190 calories. So now I'm like trying to eat, like almost 500 calories for 20 grams of protein, which is actually kind of low density for me. I quickly reminded myself that I had already had 10 milligrams of protein that morning in marine collagen, and so that was already 20 grams. And I went ahead and put the donuts away in my bag for later time. I actually, at first I thought, oh, I'll just eat one. But that's like the binge eaters slip around a slippery slope. If you've ever had an issue with eating too much, oh, I'll just have one, it turns into you have the whole pack anyway. And so if you're someone like that, where just having one turns into the whole pack, you've got to kind of know that about yourself. And I am blissfully unaware about that aspect about myself. So I just told myself flat out, I said, just be realistic with yourself. Are you going to need this whole pack of donuts right now? And I told myself, no, I think I really could only eat one. I don't feel like I could eat this whole pack of donuts. And it's like, well, if you don't feel like you could eat this whole pack of donuts, then probably don't open it up, because if you open it up, you're going to eat the whole pack of donuts. You're going to make the excuse that the pack is open now, that the donuts are going to go bad, it's going to get in the bag or something, and you're just going to finish the bag in order to finish it, And just being real honest with myself, I decided to wait till later. So in the spirit of that, we'll be continuing with that for the next week, actually. Anyhow, so let's see. That was one of the wins. The jogging was a win, and today I'm going in to this cream fast ready to go. I think I'm going to have another good jogging day. I ate kind of heavy on the carbs yesterday because I wanted that energy burst today, knowing that I was going into a cream fast. And I wanted to make sure that I was setting my intention right. In the spirit of that, I've been trying to kind of eat to a 5, but I also had a yoga win. I'm a yoga person. I've done yoga since I was about 8 years old. I saw yesterday on one of these like reels, there was somebody who did this like scorpion pose, where you get into what's called an elbow stand on the floor and then arch your back where your feet touch the wall behind you, and then you kind of walk down the wall a little bit. And I was like, well, gee, I wonder if I can still do that. And, you know, because I've been having a couple wins on the trails and my shoulders have been kind of looser since I've been pumping them the right way. And I went ahead and tried it, and it was a little clumsy, but I did it. And I was like, well, geez, it's been a little while since I've been able to do that. So that definitely gave me a little rush of dopamine that can replace other stuff. and in the spirit of all of that, I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and go on to a yoga diet after this. It seems like I kind of hit like sort of a plateau somewhere like around 150, and it's just kind of annoying. So I'd like to break through that. And the yoga diet in general is you eat to a 3 or a third full, and then you have tea until you are 2/3 full, and then you leave the third compartment of your stomach empty for digestion, just for comfort. And that might result in more meals, especially because I am going to be quite active this next week. I'm not counting calories. We're not trying to end up counting calories. Sometimes I'll count calories to catch a baseline just to see where I am, and then I try to kind of eyeball it. I also eyeball portions, and what I'm trying to use is my body's internal system to explain to me how many calories I need that day, because our daily needs can vary depending on our activity, depending on our needs for the day, depending on how we've been eating lately. We could be sick, or, you know, women especially, we go through different phases because of our cycles. So we could be in our luteal phase and need some more nutrition in that phase. We could be in different energy level classes where different foods can alter all of that. And I think just being more aware of that is just always good. Also, it's really good to ease into, after a fast of any kind, back into a normal diet with a lighter belly of food. So since I'm using the fasting, I'm going to also use the yoga diet to break it. And hopefully that'll actually shrink my stomach size so that a 5 is actually a smaller number than it would have been before. And I do reduce my calories that way. Because at the end of the day, science, it's calories in, calories out, calories burned, calories earned, you know, and those are harder. You know, I saw one diet, somebody was eating like 4,000 calories a day, but they were walking like 40,000 steps a day. And yeah, if you walk 40,000 steps a day, you can eat that many calories, but it does take that, you know, so I'll be upping my activity by increasing my yoga. I basically am going to freeform it. I like to do lots of crow poses and arm stands and handstands against walls and stuff like that. So again, I always encourage increasing your activity levels, finding new things that you like to do that are fun, that get you in shape. You know, there's all sorts of different things. You don't have to like yoga. Some people like going out and doing rock climbing, you know, little indoor rock gyms, or just the gym to go pump some weights. Any kind of calisthenic or weightlifting, any kind, you know, go play volleyball. What is it that you like to do? You know, find a little bit more time for that. That's a fantastic way to incorporate your lifestyle and your fitness in one. And it makes it more fun, so it does hit more dopamine buttons. Anyhow, it is getting way too bright out there, and even for a Sunday, I have got to get going. Cheers, guys.